The reality you see isn't actually real. So what if I told you that everything you're seeing right now isn't real? At least, not in the way you think it is. What if it's all just a story? A wild, made-up story your brain is telling you, second by second. And no, this isn't your cue to put on a tinfoil hat. This is straight-up modern neuroscience. Scientists have a term for it. They call it a controlled hallucination. That's right. Your brain isn't a window. It's more like a ridiculously creative film director. And the world you see is its blockbuster movie. Still with me? All right, let's try a little something. Look at this old, famous picture. What do you see? A young woman looking away? Or an old woman's profile? Go on, let your eyes flip between them. The picture on the screen isn't changing one bit. The only thing changing is what your brain decides to show you. That little flip? That's the first crack in the matrix. It's proof that you're not just seeing what's there. Your brain is making a guess, placing a bet on what it thinks is out there. And it's doing this constantly, all day, every day. And to really get how this works, you have to understand the ridiculous situation your brain is in. Picture your brain as a guy locked in a box. A dark, soundproof box. We call it a skull. It has zero direct contact with the outside world. None. All it gets are these fuzzy, delayed electrical signals from its spies on the outside, your eyes, your ears, your skin. And these signals? They're a mess. They're not a crystal clear picture of reality. They're more like a staticky radio transmission from another galaxy. So how does it turn that garbage data into the seamless 4K experience you call lunch? It cheats. It becomes a full-blown fortune teller. Your brain spends its entire life building a model of the world based on past experiences. Then, it uses that model to constantly predict what's going to happen next. It's basically saying, all right, based on the last million times I've seen this mess of light and shadow, it's probably a face. And that garbled vibration is probably someone asking where the remote is. What you actually see and hear isn't the raw data. It's the prediction. The real world is just used for quality control, to fix the little errors in the guess. As neuroscientist Anil Seth says, we don't just perceive the world, we actively generate it. We are all, technically, hallucinating. It's just that when we agree on our hallucinations, we call it reality. The best way to catch your brain in the act is to watch it screw up. That's what optical illusions are. They're not just party tricks. They're the blooper reel of your mind. Take the Adelson checkerboard illusion. You've probably seen it. It's a checkerboard with a shadow on it, and two squares marked A and BA looks way darker than B, except they're not. They are the exact same shade of gray. If you don't believe me, cover up the rest of the image. So what gives? Your brain isn't just seeing color. It's interpreting. Your brain knows that a square in a shadow should be lighter than it looks, so it helpfully adjusts what you see. It applies a rule it learned about shadows, and in the process, completely overwrites the physical truth of what's right in front of you. Or how about the blind spot in each of your eyes? Right now, there's a hole in your vision where your optic nerve plugs into your retina. No light sensors there at all. But you don't walk around seeing two floating black voids. Why not? Because your brain, the master photoshopper, just fills it in. It looks at the surrounding area and paints right over the hole with whatever it thinks should be. There more of the wall, more of the computer screen. It creates a piece of your reality so flawlessly that you never even knew it was a fabrication. And this little magic show isn't just for visuals. Your brain is also a time-traveling editor. Think about it. When you clap your hands, the light from the clap hits your eyes way faster than the sound hits your ears. They don't happen at the same time, but you experience them as one single, perfectly sensed event. That's because your brain holds onto the picture for a split second, lets the sound catch up, and then packages it all together for you in a neat little bow. Your present moment is a brilliant piece of post-production editing. This is so powerful that your own beliefs can hijack the process. Studies on hypnosis show that suggesting to someone that they in pain can trigger brain activity that looks almost identical to real pain. This is the basis for the placebo effect. If you really believe, that a sugar pill is a miracle drug, your brain can release its own natural painkillers and actually start the healing process. Your brain's prediction of getting better can literally make you better. If your mind is officially blown and you want to keep pulling at these threads, go ahead and subscribe and ding the notification bell. We're all about exploring the weird, wonderful, and frankly bizarre ways our own minds work. Now, you might be thinking this whole system sounds like a major design flaw. If we're all just making stuff up, aren't we basically delusional? But this isn't a bug. It's the most important feature your brain has. It's a survival mechanism that's been fine-tuned for millions of years. Imagine if your brain had to process every single bit of information from scratch in real time. You'd be buried under a mountain of useless data. Your internal CPU would just melt. That tiger jumping out of the bush wouldn't be a tiger. It'd be a confusing swirl of orange, black, and teeth, by which point you'd already be its afternoon snack. The predictive brain is built for one thing: speed. By running a simulation and only paying attention when reality doesn't match the prediction, it saves a shocking amount of energy and lets you react instantly. That rustle in the grass is a prediction error. It gets a red flag. Your attention snaps to it, and your body is ready to run before you even consciously know why. Your brain's controlled hallucination is what keeps you alive. It's a useful story, not necessarily a 100% accurate one. This is where it gets really interesting. If reality is a story that your brain is telling, based on your beliefs and expectations, well, that means you have some editing rights. You get to be a co-writer. This is the whole idea behind powerful tools like cognitive behavioral therapy. The game is simple. You learn to spot the automatic, and often negative, predictions your brain makes. I'm going to fail this test. Everyone thinks I'm an idiot, and you challenge them. You fact-check your own brain. And when you do this over and over, you are literally retraining your prediction machine. You're feeding it new data and updating its model of the world. Things like mindfulness work the same way. When you just pay attention to a feeling, like anxiety, without immediately buying into it, you get to see it for what it is: a sensation generated by your brain, not a divine truth about your situation. That little gap gives you the power to choose how you want to respond instead of just reacting on autopilot. Even just reframing your thoughts works wonders. You're telling your brain a better story. A disaster becomes a learning experience. An insult becomes that person's weird opinion. This isn't just happy talk. You are actively giving your brain better ingredients to build your future reality from. So no, the world you experience isn't a perfect photograph of what's out there. It's a custom job, a deeply personal biological fabrication, woven from light, sound, memory, and belief inside the theater of your mind. It is less of a recording and more of an interactive movie, and you've got a hand on the controller. You are not a passive camera. You are an active artist, constantly shaping the world you inhabit. Reality is flexible. It's negotiable. And knowing that doesn't make the world any less real or beautiful. It just gives you a little more power and a little more responsibility for the masterpiece you're creating every day. Which, of course, leaves us with one final, trippy question. If your brain is telling you a story to create your world, who or what is the one listening?